All right. So it's 2023, and obviously, if I could recall, FNF has dropped since 2020. You barely played FNF. You just watched my streams. Aw, that's so sweet. Like, I'm gonna try to come back to it, like little by little. Like the game, it's been a little bit dry because of the fact of like the mods that they've been lining up. Like, there's a whole bunch of mods that a lot of people have made, but like there's not a bunch of them that get my attention. That's why. But like I was saying, the game dropped in 2020. They made a like their type of Patreon, and now the question is like, where's it going? Like, is the game coming out very soon, like this year, or what's the whole idea? So obviously they made a discussion, and I wanted to talk about it.
Friday Night Funkin' took the world by storm back in 2021, and they launched a Kickstarter which raised over $2 million.
Holy crap, $2 million. And look at that. The goal was 60,000. Like, I wanted to, what's it called? It's coming when GTA 10 comes out. Oh gosh. It's never coming out. No. But look at that. $2 million. Like, I wanted to enter some pledges because like there's like the rewards that you would have gotten, but I kind of didn't want to because I kind of wanted like to support it. Like, if what's it called? I kind of wanted to support it when it came out, like buy the actual game, but apparently not. Like, we're still waiting.
But now it's 2023. There is no game, and very few of the rewards from the Kickstarter have been fulfilled. So what happened?
Humble beginnings. Here we go.
A quick recap for those of you who don't know much about the game. Back in October of 2020, Cameron Taylor, who's better known online as Ninja Muffin 99, assembled a group of creators from Newgrounds to compete in Ludum Dare, which is a game jam event where participants are given 48 hours to create a video game from scratch based on a specific theme. Ninja Muffin and his team, which was comprised of fellow Newgrounds artists Phantom Arcade, Evil Skater, and Kawaii Sprite, created a video game which would come to be known as Friday Night Funkin'. The game was...
Damn, so they had to like create a game in 48 hours. And obviously Ninja Muffin, like with the team that he obviously has, worked on this for 48 hours in order to like work this. Damn, that is crazy. Like, obviously the pacing must be very freaking insane to go to like making 6 weeks out of this. Like, damn, that is crazy. But obviously, like, people are still wondering, when is it coming out? Like, I literally saw this morning on Twitter that Ninja Muffin said that he dropped the source code for FNF Week 7. And I think that's it. That's all what we got from it. Like, obviously, like, people are asking, like, when is it dropping? When is it dropping? When is it dropping? And even I want to ask, because obviously, like, I don't want to play a game that only had just a humble beginning, and then from there it just doesn't have nothing.
Pretty bare bones at the time, given the time constraints for making it, but it still resembled what we expect from the game today. Although the game ultimately did not win the Game Jam event, it did find a lot of success and support online, which led the team to create a more polished version of the game, which featured 2 weeks of playable levels and a more streamlined UI. And as the game continued to grow more and more popular over the months, they continued to add more content to it. And by April of 2021, just 5 months after the game launched, they had already released Week 7 of the game on Newgrounds.
Yeah,
Fun fact, the release was so popular, it completely broke the site for a little while. And at this point in time, the entire creative team was basically working on this as a passion project. You know, there was no monetary incentive for them to continue working on it. They just wanted to share their creative vision with the world.
Exactly, like, bro, like, the creativity, like, was there. Like, obviously the songs were freaking awesome. Like, I remember, like, the first week, the second week, the third week, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. They would have showcased the 8, but people had to freaking be what's it called, too pushy and try to like say, oh, this is week 8, guys. Like dude, like, I know, but like, can we just get like the official release? Like, I know that you have like your own version, and obviously they delayed it, and now we don't know where the hell it's going. Like, it's in freaking limbo at this point. The mods carried, yeah. Also, the mods also carried the what's it called, the freshness of just waiting for the game. Like, obviously, like, you had people fighting Witty, Tabby. You had different versions of Boyfriend. You had what's it called, the Among Us, which is still to this day like being brought up. Like there's a whole bunch of stuff. Like,
But
where is it
given the
going?
amount of success and support the game had found online, the next logical step would be to secure funding.
The Kickstarter. Here's where like
Later that month, in April of
played it.
2021, they officially announced Friday Night Funkin', the full game Kickstarter. Notice the really laid-back title of the Kickstarter. Keep that in mind because it will come into play down the line. They had over 20 different price tiers you could support this Kickstarter on, getting yourself perks such as t-shirts, CDs, and vinyl pressings of the songs, sticker sheets.
Yeah, like obviously like whatever like saying like that, I was like, bro, you get the what's it called, the physical copies of it, you get something awesome out of it. Like, bro, like that is freaking awesome. Like the amount of rewards you could get out of that, like, dude, like I actually want to get that. And plus you could also get your name recognized. I don't know if like they could get your sprite in there in one game week. Like, oh my gosh, dude, there's so much, but I don't know when it's dropping.
And even putting yourself in the game.
There
They
it
had
is,
set a
yeah.
goal of $60,000 to turn this pipe dream into a reality, and they hit it almost immediately. Now, a common thing on Kickstarter is the concept of stretch goals. It's a way to incentivize people to keep donating to the cause, even if you've already secured the funding. So if the goal was $60,000, maybe you add a new feature if you somehow reach $100,000. To say the Friday Night Funkin' team was ambitious with their stretch goals is an understatement. The very first
Like-
stretch goal of theirs, priced
like they
at
had
just
the goal.
$25,000 over their initial goal, was to release a mobile build of the game. And you see, I think that's the perfect use for a stretch goal, you know, make the game more accessible for all players. It's wonderful. Then things start to ramp up a bit. A custom character creator and an online sharing network. And you know, these goals still seem fairly reasonable at this point. You know, hosting this content on a server is not going to be cheap, but it is a stretch goal. But if they hit $615,000 worth of funding, they were promising an additional 5 weeks of content
Like they had a lot of things to like talk about. Like they're saying, oh, we have more weeks. Like we're gonna get to the point of freaking having 30 weeks. Like even having like a whole ass storyline, like with what's it called, animation happening. Like there's so much. Like, bro, like people wanted to see like where this game was going. And obviously now we're in 2023 and we're still in the dark for news about week 8 dropping. And obviously like I was so excited to play it when I heard the fact that Ninja Muffin was like announcing that week 8 was on the way. And also like I checked in on the stream that he made, and then out of nowhere like we saw a post saying, oh sorry, but week 8 is under construction and we'll see when we drop it. I was like, oh my gosh, dude. Of course it happened. People
added onto
were
the game.
too
Now keep in mind, the full game that this Kickstarter was
anxious.
promoting already promised 20 weeks of content. With
There it
3
is.
songs in each week, that is a total of 60 levels included in the game. And they just promised 15 more. Oh, but they weren't done yet. To make a
They're
long story
continuing.
short, by the end of this Kickstarter, they had promised an additional 25 weeks of content, a hard mode for
75.
every week of content, fully animated cutscenes for
There it
each
is. See?
level,
Fully
and
animated.
a real-time online multiplayer mode for the game.
That would have been awesome.
What? I remember at the time thinking, this is either really ambitious, really stupid, or a mixture of the both. I obviously wanted to show my support
It's like
for this
the
Kickstarter
both.
because it was a group of passionate creators wanting to share their work with their fans, and honestly, that's something I can always get behind.
Like it's both, because like obviously like, the fact being that like it is very ambitious, like being like, oh, like people like the game, let's add a little bit more content. People are still liking the game, like why not monetize it, and we'll give them rewards as we keep on going. Like they're still going with it because they love the passion that they're giving to the game. Like you could definitely see it with the weeks 1 through 7, and you were just waiting for the rest to come out. And obviously like it's also stupid in a way, because if they end up like saying, sorry, but we can't finish the game, then it messes everything up.
Now, at the time, I had pledged $65 to this campaign, which entitled me to a CD, cassette, and vinyl of the original soundtrack, a digital
Nice.
copy of the game, my name in the credits of the game, and a digital art booklet. And I'm happy to say that as of
Dude.
January of 2023, I have not received any of those, and I'll get into that a bit later. But one
Ooh. This is the point where I'm saying that it's also stupid in a way because like obviously like you're promising a lot of things for these people that pledged $2 million. That's a whole lot of people who pledged that much money on it. Like, and if you don't give like the rewards, like you don't give an update saying, oh, we're gonna give out the rewards to the people that have pledged on this certain date, like keeping them in the dark, it kind of brings questionable things as to like, was it a good idea to give you the money or
One
not?
thing I did gain immediate access to was backer-only updates. These exclusive posts would keep me and other paying supporters informed
You
of
had
what's
DBZ
going on
games?
behind the
Yes.
scenes. So let's see what kind of
Xenoverse,
information they've given us over
Kakarot,
the past 2 years.
and I forgot what was the other one.
Crack. Kawaii Sprite has a butthole that's freaking tight. What if we're to just? I can't find Kawaii Sprite. I left my room for the first time in 3 months. Ninja Muffin is scaring me.
Now, one thing about their entire Kickstarter
What?
is they've taken a very laid-back approach to how they communicate with their supporters. Their updates usually include typos, swearing, and just general non-seriousness. Now, I'm in no way trying to be a prude, because I can take a step back and still see the comedy in it. But at the same time, you just raised over $2 million.
Exactly.
Maybe you could give us a serious update every once in a while. So
Exactly.
one big thing I was able to glean from these sporadic updates was just how unprepared this team was
did
to
you
tackle
tell
a
Fishing
project
and
of this size.
DBZ Kakarot?
It seemed like
Yes.
the only updates we were getting for this Kickstarter were apologies
It's
that
funny.
all of our perks were getting delayed. I think the most blatant case of that in this scenario is the physical media.
The physical media. Here we go.
Now, back when the Kickstarter launched in April, they had initially promised that the physical media would be sent out to supporters around September of 2021. The company that would be taking care of the manufacturing and distribution of these physical media would be Needle Juice Records, and I want to make it very clear, every accusation I am lobbying in this video is directly at the Friday Night Funkin' team and not Needle Juice Records. I have worked with Needle Juice Records in the past, and they are absolutely wonderful, and I know in this case they are just working with what they've been given. Now, producing physical media like
Yeah, like obviously like that's a yikes. The fact that it like if you're not receiving what you're receiving, like obviously like they even said that they're like they gave a time lapse saying that in September 2021, like I'm assuming that we're gonna have everything done and we've already given all this stuff to the company, which is Needle Juice, and they're gonna try to get like their things ready and process them and ship them out to the people so they get their own records, vinyls, and all these other stuff.
this isn't a quick process, so you want to get started on that as soon as you can. The problem is, the Friday Night Funkin' team just kept kicking this can down the road and procrastinating on one of the more time-sensitive issues in this campaign. Needle Juice Records even had to come out and say that they were still waiting on the final album artwork from the Friday Night Funkin' team before they were even able to start the manufacturing.
Oh my gosh, dude. Bro, like you got $2 million. Bro, you literally got $2 million, and the fact that like that's not like a good motivation to get you like to get the game music and everything like out of the way to freaking focus on the game. Like, oh my gosh, dude. And this is still in 2021. It didn't even reach 2022 yet. Oh no, dude. Man. They got too greedy. Like I'm already gonna go with that. Like they probably got way too greedy because of the fact of they never expected to get 2 million in money, and now like they're all like bumfundled and they don't know like where to go from there. Like, oh no, dude, this is bad.
Process. Now keep in mind, I started working with Needle Juice Records at the exact same time to release my own music on physical media. I signed on in May, everything was sent out for manufacturing by August, and by October I had in my hand the CDs and cassettes. So clearly it was possible to get this Friday Night Funkin' CD manufactured and shipped out to backers by their September 2021 deadline. Did they do it? In their July Kickstarter update, they revealed that they had not quite finished the album artwork yet, but they showed off a nearly finished design. Now this was—
Dude, but that looked awesome. Look at that. Like, obviously, let's go a little bit back. Look at this. Dude, this looks freaking awesome. Like, obviously, like, why not ship that? Dude, like, obviously, it looks awesome. Like, obviously, you see side A, side B, the artwork that's there. You obviously see the artwork in the front. That would look awesome, dude. Why would you, like, I don't know. Like, obviously, like, this would be an awesome cover art because it's simple, unique, and it gets to the point. Like, what else can you add?
Design. Now, this was 3 months after the launch of the Kickstarter, mind you. Fast forward to the October update, and for the very first time, they reveal that no one will be getting their perks on time because they still haven't finished the album artwork. And on top of that, they reveal that the vinyls will still be another year and a half out due to a vinyl shortage. Which I get the vinyl shortage is completely out of their control. But now you tell us? But by December, the album artwork was almost done, which is code for still not done. But luckily
90%?
in February, he revealed that the CDs and cassettes have been sent off for manufacturing. And then further down says he was lying and they're not done with the artwork yet. But have no fear, because by July 2022, Ninja Muffin finally reveals that CDs and cassettes will be shipping out shortly. But that he sent the wrong customer data to the distributors, so it's going to be delayed again. That was July 2022, and that was the last update they ever posted. If I look...
Oh my gosh, dude. Dude, this is freaking rough, and I'm not even part of their group, bro. I'm not even part of their freaking crew with Friday Night Funkin', but because, like, if I was, like, I would kind of, like, push them and be like, bro, we got to get this shit done. Like, I remember that back in high school when I had to work on the yearbook, like, there's deadlines, and if we failed one, like we messed up completely. Like, our goal was to finish it before the end of the year, and I'm glad that we finished it at the end of the year. Like, we grind everything. We put out all the the editing for it, like all the edits, all the pictures, all of it, like all freaking. You gone to high school? Yes, I did go to high school. I'm in literally college right now. I'm a freaking 22-year-old. What? No, but like, going back to this, dude, this is a freaking moment. Like, bro, how can you fuck up so much? You had such deadlines, and plus that competition, 48 hours, bro. Like, did that 48 hours not mean nothing to you? Like, obviously, like, yes, the game was short, and obviously it did have some bugs, but literally you kept on going and going and going and going, and it looked amazing. And now that we got that one where it's like to week 7, it looked amazing, and I was excited to know what was gonna be next, and I was gonna play the mods that people have made while I'm waiting for it. But I don't know, like, we recently just got a freaking tweet from Ninja Muffin saying that he left the source code for week 7, and that's all we're gonna get for now. Like, and now with like the whole story that he's going off, that they're delaying everything, this is a definite moment, bro. Oh my gosh, dude. I feel bad for them, though.
Look through the social media of Needlejuice, it looks like that as of January of 2023, this physical media is finally getting ready to ship to backers, but there has been no official word from the Kickstarter campaign. At the time of recording this, I still have not received mine, so just a tad bit off from their September 2021 shipping date. But I hear you screaming, enough about the perks. What about the game?
The game. People's
When the
question.
Kickstarter launched, they expected the game to ship out in April of 2022. And did it? Of course not.
Like, bro, like, I'm actually more freaking aware about I'm not aware of this, but like, obviously, like, I did hear about like the game releasing last year in April, but obviously, like, they were gonna tease like the week 8, and then from there they were gonna go from like what was next, which was week 8. There's like a whole bunch of stuff, like, obviously going with the story that he was giving off, saying that, oh, because of the cassettes and the whole artwork bullcrap that came out of there, like, saying that, oh, it got delayed, it's gonna be the same thing with the game. Like, they didn't like work too much on it, and it's gonna get delayed, it's gonna go to like freaking next year. Like, I'm already assuming that's gonna be next year that we're gonna expect this game.
Actually didn't address this until February of 2022, 2 months before the expected release of the game, where they said they never really expected to release it in April of 2022. That was just a date they put in, and they're sorry for not communicating that earlier. And through these backer updates, we basically heard just production information about the t-shirts, CDs, pins, and how all of them were taking much longer than expected. We rarely heard anything about the game progress, which is the main point of the Kickstarter. It actually wasn't until May of 2022 that we received our first update on the progress of the actual game, well over a year after it was funded. And what do we know about it now? Still not much. All they have revealed to us is that they've, quote, made progress on the game, but they have never quantified what that progress is. The tone of this and any other update can only be described as, you don't understand how hard this is, so give us a break. Which I get, it's a lot of work and it's very hard, but at the same time, just give us something. It has been...
Yes, exactly. Like, bro, like, at that point, like, just try to give the people something. Like, I know that you were trying to give off, like, week 8, and then people decided to, like, release their own version of it, which is obviously, like, same source code, same whole thing, because of what you heard from his stream, and delaying it. Like, bro, like, at that point, just, like, release it. Like, obviously, like, do not keep people in the dark. That's what I don't like about when video game companies, like, are, like, in the dark of their next project, and obviously, like, they don't give you, like, an indication of what. Like, it's the same thing with Mortal Kombat, that people were, like, asking, like, what's next? Like, yeah, are we expecting something? And we just don't get nothing in the dark. And until now, which obviously, like, Ed Boon being the freaking GOAT, answering questions, and obviously saying, oh, are we going to expect another game very soon? He's like, yes, we're going to be getting maybe 2 games. I don't know. Like, there's a whole bunch of ideas in the pot right now, and we could release it. But for sure, be expected that in the next 6 months, which now we have 5 months now, for info for the next game, which I'm very excited. Like, I feel like Ninja Muffin should have done that. Like, at least, like, given, like, a whole 1-hour session just to answering the general questions about FNF and see where it's going. Because if you keep them in the dark, you start losing people's faith in the game.
Well over 5 months since we got our last Kickstarter update, I have no idea what shape the game is in right now. The Kickstarter comments are starting to get filled up by people complaining that they haven't gotten their perks yet and accusing the creators of taking the money and running. Now, do I think the creators took the money and ran? No, but I think they were woefully unprepared for the magnitude of this project and bit off way more than they could chew. I don't think they expected the Kickstarter to be this successful, and so while people were throwing more and more money at them, it just made sense for them to promise more and more things. But once the dust settled, all that was left was 4 young adults, a big promise, and 58,000 people to please.
Oh, gosh. 58,000 people that have donated generously. And the fact that they're still waiting for something to drop. Whether it's their perks that they were supposed to get, like, obviously the art book and all the other stuff. Oh, man. Dude, this freaking sucks. This is a definite moment for all of them. Like, obviously, like, if you knew that something was successful was going from, like, the, what's it called, the weeks, you could have at least, like, given something, like, a bit of insight, being like, oh, our game is actually doing good. Like, why not do this? And obviously, like have that mentality saying that, oh, if we do end up getting, like, something big, like a good sum of money, then obviously, like, we gotta go all out in this. But they're still freaking, like, they're still bumfuddled. So I'm hoping that this game drops this year, but obviously my hope is not gonna be too much, because of the fact of what's going on with them. But hopefully the game drops soon, because I actually do want to support the game instead of just leaving it just there. But I don't know, we'll see when.